Welcome to Charlottesville, where the local time is 1:05. Please stay comfortable.
As you heard from that arrival announcement, I am in Charlottesville, Virginia, and I'm here to fly on the shortest route into Washington Dulles, not only for United, but on any airline. The airport here in Charlottesville is very nice and convenient, and is served by all three major airlines in the United States, American, Delta, and United, but I'm not here to talk about the airlines in the airport, I'm here to talk about the shortest flight from Dulles. My aircraft for this short flight up to Dulles will be N17159, an Embraer 145XR that was originally delivered to ExpressJet in March of 2004 and was then transferred over to Commute Air in January 2021. My seat for this flight will be 9A, a window on the single seat side of the aircraft.
And it is our sincere hope that you have a pleasant experience with us today. At this time, I would like to review some of the safety features of the Embraer 145. Please refer to the safety information card located in the seat pocket in front of you. You can follow along as I point out the airplane safety.
Commander 4328, runway 21, taxi via Alpha. Commander 4328, runway 21, taxi via Alpha.
Jada, please be seated for departure.
Commander 4328, fly runway heading runway 21, close takeoff.
Runway 21, clear to take off on heading to 43.
Commander 4328, contact Porch today.
Departure Jada 4328 as well.
I can still see the airport we took off from when we reached our cruising altitude, as this was a super short flight, so we didn't go up very high. In the seat back pocket was a well-used safety card, along with the United Bistro menu, and a pamphlet on how to get a United credit card. For an aircraft this small, the tray table is pretty good sized, but because it was such a short flight, I didn't even take the tray table down as there was no service. And that's pretty much it from a passenger experience standpoint on board, as after all, this is an E145. Let's talk a little bit more about this route between Charlottesville, Virginia and Washington Dulles. The direct distance between these two airports is 77 miles as the crow flies, or I guess in this case as the airplane flies. Keep in mind this is a direct distance as if we were taking off from Charlottesville to the north and landing into Dulles also to the north, but on this day the flight was a little bit longer, making the flight time about twice as long as it normally is, but I'll post that map once we land into Dulles in a couple of minutes. The only other non-stop flight out of IAD that I was able to find shorter than this one, past or present, was the flight up to Hagerstown, Maryland, that was flown by Sun Air on their Piper Navajos and Cessna 208s, but did end because the EAS City of Hagerstown lost its eligibility after falling under the required 10 enplanements a day to keep subsidies. Although this flight is pretty short, it's still not the shortest flight in the United Network, being tied for third at 77 miles with Monterey to San Francisco. The only other routes in the United Network that are shorter than this one are Denver to Colorado Springs at 72 miles, and Chicago O'Hare to Milwaukee at 67 miles. Of course, short city pairs like this only really exist for connecting passengers, and I'm 99.9% sure there aren't passengers going just between Charlottesville and Washington Dulles. I'm not saying this doesn't happen ever, but this is most likely not the purpose of a route like this. Same thing with a lot of the shorter routes around the country, especially because the driving distance between Charlottesville Airport and Washington Dulles itself is only about 94 miles and takes roughly an hour and 43 minutes. And that's if you go the speed limit, which I'm sure a lot of people don't. Now that I'm done rambling on about this route and other shorter ones that they do operate, let's enjoy the rest of this short approach into Washington Dulles.
Air 4328 on the visual for 19 left.
Air 4328, Dulles Town with 200 at 7, runway 19 left, clear for land.
19 left, clear land, Air 4328.
Air 4328, turn right at Kilo 3, taxi Kilo short of Delson and contact the ramp.
That was a nice quick flight between Charlottesville and Washington Dulles, and as I mentioned and as you saw on the flight map, We did take off from Charlottesville to the south and landed into Washington Dulles to the south as well, nearly doubling the estimated flight time of this journey, as before we took off from Charlottesville, the pilots only thought it was going to take about 16 minutes, which also added quite a bit of distance to the flight as well, although I'm not sure how much exactly. The E-145 is not the most comfortable aircraft in United's fleet, or any airline's fleet for that matter, although if you're going to fly in this aircraft, I highly recommend choosing the left side seat, as it's the single seat in the 1x2 configuration. But hey, at least I wasn't flying on the longest E-145 flight in the country, which goes from here in Dulles to Mobile, Alabama. From here I continue with United Airlines on their 787-9 Dreamliner to LAX in their Premium Plus cabin, but that will be in a different video.